Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? You can hear me now. Can you hear me well? We're using this microphone. Hopefully we're not too loud. We'll try to clip this here on the shirt. There we go. Miss Debbie Growin has joined us. Good to see you, Miss Debbie. We got Nate Huffnagel here. Good to see you. What's up? Miss Maria, Willie, Miss Debbie, thank you all for being with us. It's been a little while since we have live streamed. Looks like we got 10 or so in the house, which is great. Good deal. Since it has been a while since we live streamed, it's a good deal that you hear really well now. Good. Hopefully it's not too bad. Let me know if we're too loud. But anyway, it's been a little while. We haven't live streamed much all summer at all. We've been putting out a few videos here and there the best we can. Let's adjust this camera just a little bit. That way you can see my extensive survival library back here behind me. But we got a little bit of everything back here. And here we are just kind of rambling on. But you got stuff to teach you about bushcraft. You got the SAS survival manual right here, which is awesome. But let's keep on keeping on. Tonight's live stream is titled, this part, now you know the name of the show, Drive to Survive Live. And we always want everybody to keep that drive to survive. You know what I mean? Just like those folks right now down there in North Carolina and places. Man, I tell you what, with that flooding and stuff that's going on, it would be hard to keep the drive to survive. But one must if they want to. We got somebody in the house, A-A-V-I-N, capital D. How do you say that? Avon D? Yo, what's up? How you doing? Appreciate you being here. Thanks for sounding off in the chat. That's what we always like to do here, is encourage everyone to sound off in the chat, to be interactive, to engage with me, your host, and I, your host, to engage with the chat. And that's what we always like to do. We always like to give the shout outs at the beginning when folks come in. And, you know, tonight we're just kind of just rambling on, kind of having some fun if we can. Like I said, this is Drive to Survive Live. It is a podcast about self-reliance and survival for the most part. We'll throw a little camping, bushcraft, things like that in there. We'll talk about fishing and hunting, and trapping, stuff like that. But for the most part, we are a self-reliance and survival channel. We even talk about prepping and homesteading as well. So, you know, it's all good. But looks like the folks coming in, there's a few here with us. I don't think everybody is saying hello. That's right, Nate. Prayers to the affected from Hurricane Helene. Man, she was nasty. But anyway, not sure exactly how long we'll live stream tonight, but we're just coming your way to talk to you a little bit and tell you what's going on, kind of give you an update. But this will be our fall live stream schedule, tonight being the first installment of the fall live stream schedule right here on the Frontier Survival channel. So with that being said, got to get a drink. We're going to continue to have more live streams more often than we have here in the last few months. And it's a fall live stream schedule that will probably work its way into winter. But we have topics, different topics we got set up to talk about on each installment of the Drive to Survive live podcast. And tonight's topic, the title of it is Take Me Home Country Roads. And you all know, most of y'all that's here with us tonight and that might be coming in, know how much I love the fact that I am from the country. Eastern Kentucky, so to speak, if you will. That's where I'm from. And, you know, there's a lot of folks that are from the country in different states, different places. There's folks that are from the city. that still practice self-reliance skills. But the thing is, it's something about Eastern Kentucky. You know, you got places that's probably gotten way away from being self-reliant and different things, and when it comes to stuff, but there's still people that do it and all over the place. But since I'm from Eastern Kentucky, I will go on record saying that there's a lot of folks here in my home county, in my home state, that still do the old ways of living, and even some of the younger folk, because it's just been passed down through the ages, even to the next generation, you know, younger than I. And I'm just 50. Maria says she loves the country, was born in the city, but I prefer the country. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It don't matter where you're from or where you live, what state, whatever it is, there's countryside everywhere. But just being biased about Eastern Kentucky myself because I'm from there. And we might have a few folks here watching tonight that's from Eastern Kentucky as well. So, you know, it's all good. It's all good. It doesn't matter. But country roads, take me home, country roads. That's the title tonight. And you know, if you want to, we can discuss a little bit more about that. Another thing, since we're talking about Eastern Kentucky, is we have a video coming out soon, a long form video. It will be more horizontal, but it's kind of my thoughts on why I think being able to practice bushcraft in Eastern Kentucky is a great place to practice, and what Eastern Kentucky offers the bushcraft enthusiast. So we kind of wrote up a little piece on that for our Facebook page not too long ago. And yeah, so we're going to dive into that and kind of do a little video about it, discuss, you know, the topics of that written piece. Hey, there's Colin Kincaid of Kincaid Outdoors just joined us. Good to see you, Colin. Appreciate you being here. This is kind of cool, this horizontal format. Now, you know, a lot of the other platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and even TikTok, do this horizontal live stream format. So, you know, YouTube has just followed suit. And with that being said, how many you all out there that are with us tonight that actually are content creators? And I know Dobson, Willie Dobson is, Miss Maria, uh, Nate Huffnagel of Bush Camp Crafter, Kincaid Outdoors, of course, and anybody else that might be with us tonight. Content creators, have you seen this? Now, as far as YouTube shorts go, they used to be anywhere from 1 second up to 60 seconds, right? YouTube shorts can now be filmed in the vertical format for 3 minutes. Now you can actually upload, or not right now, but starting October 15th, you'll be able to go and upload a video or make a video 3 minutes long for the short shelf, which is kind of odd because the thing is, most of the views that you might get for that 3 minute short will not count towards your watch hours because it's a short if you need them. You know, you can still be monetized or whatever, but the thing is, most people, if they're going to upload a 3 minute video or even longer, it's going to be horizontal, and you would be able to gain more analytics, more monetization if you just go ahead and put it in there horizontal. But you know, you can still maybe, you know, a lot of times 1 minute isn't enough to make a decent engaging video. You know, you got to throw that hook in there real fast, and you got to get to the point, right? And that's really what you need to do when you make any type of video, long form, short form, whatever it might be, is get straight to the point of what you're bringing that audience. Now, I'm guilty of not doing that most of the time. I always introduce myself when I make a video, just only the reason because there's folks out there that probably haven't seen my stuff, and they might want to know who I am. I don't see anything wrong with introducing myself each video, but just quick say, hey, how you doing? Heath here, Frontier Survival, you know. But I mean, they kind of, people kind of frown upon that. A lot of the YouTube gurus say, you know, don't do that. Don't introduce yourself. Just pop on and say, hey, Heath here, and this is what we're bringing you today. Getting by preparedness. Doesn't really like the short format. Well, thank you. Did not know they were doing that. Thank you, Getting By Preparedness, for being here. Appreciate you. Let's see what Colin had to say. I'm only using my cell since my net is down. I'm sorry to say. You're only using your cell to watch right now or to do your live streams? Okay, let me see what I missed here. Yeah, people saying they're glad everybody's okay. Hillbilly, 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 hillbilly. Good to see you there. Gen X Gemini. Hey, how you doing there? Saying hi to me. Good deal. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for sounding off in the chat. And that's the thing, you know, we talked about earlier how we encourage folks to sound off in the chat. You know, talk to us, engage with us. If you bring up a topic, I can come up with something. You know what I mean? That's another thing right there. That and ahs. The YouTube gurus to say you need to get away from that as well. You don't like making shorts. Well, you know what? I didn't either. But really, what got me more interested in making shorts, see, we make content on Facebook and Instagram with the Reels program, and it's vertical format as well, 1 to 3 minutes long, something like that. And it's just one of those things that you kind of get used to, I guess. What we have been doing lately, yeah, some of y'all might not know this, but when you upload a long form video, you can go to that video after it's been uploaded. You can go to a spot there. I think it says, you know, you can cut out segments. You can cut out your own short from a long form video, start it and stop it where you like. You know, you have a little bar there where you can erase or do this and the other, editing. And you can bring your own shorts out of a long form video that way. And yeah, it's the same content, but in horizontal format. And then you still get views because people see it on the short shelf. And there's a lot of folks that are just doing this, scrolling through on these horizontal videos. And, you know, yeah, they might not watch, but maybe 1 or 2, 3 seconds of it, but it's still a view. Thank you, Nate, for dropping yeah, there you go. I'm not sure if we have. Yep, we do have some moderators. Willie Dobson's a moderator. He's with us. Good to see you. I didn't know if we had any moderators in here tonight or not. You was getting your supper. All right, supper time with Colin Kincaid. I'm thankful that you're able to eat your supper while you're getting entertained by moi. What you got going on there, Colin? What you eating? Oh, you don't have enough data to do live. I understand. That can be a problem. Yes, indeed. But let's see what else we got to talk about here. Yeah, so we were talking about that new video that we got coming out. You know, speaking on why we think East Kentucky, the eastern woodlands of eastern Kentucky, are a great place to practice bushcraft skills and a great place for bushcraft enthusiasts. Now, I say bushcraft. Now, the thing is it's camping, you know, camping, but using minimal gear, taking minimal gear with you camping, and then using that gear, those tools to make things off the landscape to continue to help you on your excursion, your camping excursion. Like if you have a shelter component, a cutting tool, cordage, a compass, and a container, you know, you pretty much got everything you need that you can't replicate from the landscape. Now, you can replicate a cutting tool from the landscape if you like flint knapping. Hey, the traditional campcraft middle. Sorry, Dutch. The traditional campcraft minimalist is in the house. Dutch Blackfeather, good to see you. Good to see you. He's chiming in the chat. That's always good. We had a little hiccup at the beginning, Dutch. The actual live stream we had set up wouldn't work right, so we kind of had to go back and set up a whole new live stream. But it's all right. It's no problem. But there's a debate going on in the genre of survival, bushcraft, whatever you want to call it. Now, Dutch Blackfeather, just like his name says, his channel name, he likes campcraft. I think he kind of likes the bushcraft term as well, but he's going with campcraft. Some folks like woodcraft. And the one person that comes to mind that says woodcraft quite often is my good friend Blackie Thomas out there. He likes to talk about woodcraft. And another channel, that Dakota kid. He's a good buddy of Blackie's. I can't think of the channel name, but he likes to talk woodcraft. Now there's folks out there. There's another term that you can use, I would say, and that is fieldcraft. Now it's all craft because you're out there crafting things on the landscape, right? Whether it be cordage, whether it be a wooden mallet, a bushcraft chair, table, whatever it might be. Bushcraft, campcraft, woodcraft, fieldcraft, it's all good. It's all camping. And, you know, whether you want to dress up or not, it's still camping. Your folks call your stuff thriftcraft. Well, thriftcraft is all right too. I don't really care. I mean, I use the term bushcraft because it's just thrown out there more, right? But fieldcraft, your fieldcraft guys would be like your folks that, like myself, who were in the military and use a lot of Army surplus gear instead of like traditional type gear. Now I have traditional gear. I have one thing that comes to mind is a leather wallet with a deer antler toggle and leather straps. And I call it a wallet because it folds like a wallet, like a trifold wallet, but that's where I keep my flint and steel kit. And that flint and steel kit, I actually won on a giveaway from Colin Kincaid here at Kincaid Outdoors. Air Force and Army, yeah, I remember you telling me that. See, so I mean, you don't, I don't know why anybody puts a name on it at all, but it is what it is. When it comes to whatever you want to call it, you just call it what you want to call it. But when it comes to fieldcraft, you got channels like Stokermatic. You got channels like Ranger, Fieldcraft and Survival. You know, Andrew there, who is also a instructor at Dave Canterbury's Pathfinder School. Survival training, wilderness skills, you know, primitive living skills. There's all kinds of different names out there. I like self-reliance skills. I like that name. I like different stuff. That's basically what we're doing. We're out there in the woods and we're most of the time alone. And so therefore we got to rely on ourselves. That's right, Clay Johnson. It's all fun, no matter what you name it. But if you pay attention, you watch, there's some guys out there that are into what they call classic camping, where they actually dress up. And Dutch Blackfeather touched on this on his latest video. If you check that out, check out the traditional campcraft minimalist latest video. And he talks about the whole classic camping stuff. And the guy whose last name is Gunn, correct me if I'm wrong, Dutch, way back when was kind of the one that set that up. Not classic camping, but just camping, leisurely camping and stuff in general. But he was kind of like the very first survivalist, if you will, very first survival school. I think Dutch touched on it in his video, and he called it the gunnery school, if I'm not mistaken. But classic camping are folks that take period gear, dress in a period of time of like, say, 1880 to 1930 or 1940, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. Kind of like when camping first made its boom as to go out and make it a vacation of sorts. Because before that, you know, cowboys, stuff like that, soldiers, you know, they're out in the field, you know, they're out there camping, so to speak. You know, they've learned skills, they've learned how to pitch a tent, how to build a campfire, things like that. But they learned from Mr. Gunn, just like Dutch talks about in his video. Campcraft tradition. There you go. And I like the name Campcraft. I like that too, because that's what it is. I mean, it is camping, so why not put the word camp in there and call it Campcraft? Because you're still doing the same thing. Bushcraft, I guess, at one time or another, kind of sounded cool, and everybody went with that. I even heard Dave Canterbury say when he, in one of his videos as of late, when he wrote this book right here, Bushcraft 101, he said he actually wanted to call it Woodcraft 101. So, all in all, we'll have to say that Dave Canterbury is woodcraft. But, you know, it is what it is. You just call it what you want to call it. Frederick Gunn, that's his name, Frederick. There you go. I couldn't remember the first name. And I should remember that because that's my father-in-law's name. Yes, I did know that you've done reenactment, which includes medieval and rendezvous skill sets. Now, these folks, though, aren't actually so much doing a reenactment. They're just getting in their vehicle, dressed up like a, you know, a long hunter or some kind of trapper. Period clothes, period dress, the gear, you know, oil lanterns, things like that, all taken somewhere to set up camp and just, you know, dress like you were from the 1880s. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't have no problem with it, but I mean, I'm just saying that you know, if that's what you want to do, go be it. But it seems like they're trying to say that, you know, they're the ones that kind of started the whole thing, but I don't think that's the case. You have the book? Yeah, I have. Yeah, that's a good book. I always did like Dave Canterbury's writings. We have some books here by Creek Stewart. We have 3 or 4 different field and stream books that are pretty cool. That I don't know if we've ever showed, but this one right here is a pretty good one. And we've kind of discussed all we want to about classic camping and bushcraft, fieldcraft, campcraft, woodcraft, and you know, the old LARPing stuff. But anyway, check this one out. Field and Stream, the Total Redneck Manual. Now I know that's backwards because of the way the camera is, but the Total Redneck Manual. But you got stuff in here about hunting, fishing, guns, grub, and fun. So that's pretty cool. I have looked through this book a little bit, but I have never really read through it totally. Just trying to see right now what's some of the things we got going on here. Well, like this right here, number 116, it says make a survival bush hook. And if you'll indulge me here, I'll just read a little excerpt from this. It says, every redneck thinks that he could survive the zombie apocalypse with little more than a pocket knife and his woods smarts. Snaring squirrels and spearing rabbits, trigger snares are super survival tools. But when choosing your prey, remember that there are a lot more bluegills and catfish than tree rats, and they make for much easier pickings. And then first, got step by step on what to do here. You find a sapling near the edge of the water. Look for places where a fish congregate, deep holes on the outside of stream beds or trees that have fallen into the water. Then the next step is you carve a simple trigger comprising a base and a hook with a notch cut into each one as shown. And of course, it's showing it here, but tension from the bent sapling will keep the trigger cocked until a fish takes the bait, tripping the trigger and snapping the sapling upright. So it's kind of one of them, boing, you know what I mean? Step 3, tie a cord from the top of the sapling to the top of the trigger hook. Tie a fish hook to one end of a length of fishing line and bait it. Tie the other end of this line to the bottom of the trigger hook where the two notches fit together. Bend the sapling over so that the trigger hook points down, and that's where you pound the trigger base into the ground. Step 5, set the snare by fitting the notches together and place the baited hook in the water. So there you have it. Just trying to read a little bit there on a little way to fish. And this is something cool right here. Know your hounds. And we all know that hounds, other than dogs, are ones that you would use to hunt game. Of course, you got the blue tick coon hound, the plot hound, the infamous beagle, the original mountain cur, the blackmouth cur, a basset hound, and a Cataloosa leopard dog. So, there's a little stuff to read there on the Total Redneck Manual. And, not only do we have books on off-grid living, prepping, survival, bushcraft, etc., etc., we also have books like this, which are pretty cool, like DIY home manuals and things like that to help you, learn how to do things around the home when it comes to like wiring and plumbing and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. And, you all know that I work at the local hardware store, so I like books like that as well. But we have a whole lot more survival books and things than we do home repair. Okay, let's catch up with the chat here. Miss Natalie, I do know that. Talking about how they have a lot of the old original Boy Scout books. I've seen some of Dutch's Boy Scout books. That's awesome. The Foxfire series are good. I think I missed a lot while I was rambling on. You're right. Dutch talking about how Dave has the best school hands down. I do agree with that. I mean, there's other schools out there. I know. I don't know if they're less affordable, more affordable. I've not really even inquired about pricing for any type of school, but I will agree that he has the best school. Yes, Colin does traditional archery and traditional skills. I did know that as well. Let's see here. Make sure we miss anything. Hey, Colin, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I don't have any of the Foxfire books, so yeah, I'll gladly accept that if you want to send me PDF files. Yes, you're right. Use this method. You have used that method. Trout lines work well. They do. Colin loves beagles. I do too. Yes, we have a pretty good collection here. And a lot of these books, not sure if you've heard of Ollie's discount store. I don't know. We got a few here in the state of Kentucky, Commonwealth of Kentucky, if you will. Not sure how far, how extensively spread Ollie's is, but what Ollie's is a place that gets stuff from the other big box stores that they can't sell, and then they sell it. So you'll see a lot of name brand stuff there. They have all kinds of books. And most all these books, except for like the SAS Survival Manual, and Dave's books, and then a few others, I got from Amazon, but most of them came from Ollie's. Older books, yeah, there's some older books out there that I'd like to get a hold of. Getting by. Colin said his boy Ian has a large collection of Boy Scout manuals. That's awesome. Debbie has a couple of old Girl Scout books. That's awesome. Miss Natalie is telling Debbie that she would like Dutch's new video. I think she would. I agree with that. Okay. Yeah. Email address. I'll go ahead and tell you there, Colin. I don't care. It's on my YouTube channel. Heath Ward, HeathWard 74 at gmail.com. If you need me to say again, just let me know. Ollie's, Natalie knows Ollie's. It is great. Gen X has Ollie's near them. That's awesome. Getting by, I was just going to mention the SAS Survival Manual. Yep, we got that one too. I don't know if you can see it up there, but there she be. So there's sometimes, I'll read a little bit and it'll inspire me on, making, a video or something like that. So, and, before we ever made videos or anything, we kind of just read a lot. So, you know, Gen X is in North Central Indiana. That's a good place to be. Back to Basics. I've heard of that book. I don't have that one, but okay, King Colin, that's no problem. You you just send them my way. Make sure you hit that thumbs up when you come in or before you leave. This being the first installment of Drive to Survive Live for the fall season, you want to make sure you hit that thumbs up. Now, we'll continue on talking about that. I don't think we'll do this weekly, but it's going to be like a bi-weekly thing. Or, if something comes up and I already have one scheduled, and something comes up that I can't do it, then, we'll let you know. But we're going to do a bi-weekly live stream schedule, I think. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's great stuff in that book. Yeah, Kentucky's had a lot of crazy stuff. I don't know what anybody's drinking, but you're right. Yeah, a month or so ago, there was a crazed shooter on Interstate 75 shooting up the interstate. Um, then he ran off in the woods and was gone. And then some through hikers, found him, but he wasn't alive. And in a place called Letcher County, some of y'all probably heard of this already. The sheriff of that county walked into the chambers of the district judge and shot him 6 or 8 times. Now, you can see the footage of this on court TV, probably all the national news. It's probably going to go to trial. They're talking that the sheriff had a pretty decent motive. There's speculation that that judge was having some relations with an underage daughter of the sheriff's or something like that. I don't know. I mean, we don't know exactly all that, but that has come out. And so the thing is maybe it was you know, kind of the thing to do at the time for that sheriff after he found out something like that. I don't know. Now, the sheriff has pled not guilty. So we'll just have to find out exactly why he thought he could plead not guilty, because there's video footage of him shooting the judge because there was a camera in the judge's chambers. Think of that. Why was there a camera in the judge's chambers? I don't think, for the most part, many judges' chambers have surveillance in them. So there must have been something going down in that judge chambers long ago for someone to think, well, we need a camera in there. I don't know. Justified homicide, maybe, we'll find out. But, we don't know exactly if the whole story, we don't know yet. We're just getting bits and pieces of it now, but that's the gist of it. I mean, it shows in the footage that the sheriff walks in. I think he hands the judge his phone. The judge hands the sheriff his phone. I don't know why, but he calls his daughter on his phone. He don't answer, but then he calls his daughter on the judge's phone and she answers. Hmm. Something's going on there. Colin said he'll be back. Okay, good to see you. No problem. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if they like pedos in the north. I mean, it's hard to say. Pedos, pedos. You got to watch them folks. Yeah. I know Dutch and Natalie are pretty decently close to North Carolina, but not sure how close you are to any of the floodings, like around, was that Asheville? Tell you what, I don't know if it seems like it or not, but we had been kind of nervous all day and even all week since we scheduled this live stream, since it's been so long since we have gone live. Close to it. I thought so. Is Indiana considered north? We don't like the Comos either. Chomos, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't think anybody in their right mind would like them. A lot of times when folks like that end up in prison, they don't last long. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we've been doing plugging along on Facebook as well, trying to get something going there. We reached on our personal Facebook page, my Heath Ward page. We made that a professional page, and over the summer we hit 5,000 followers, 5,000 friends, 5,000 family members. Um, they're on Facebook, so it's looking good. Our Instagram has gained quite a few folks, and into our community over there. And a lot of y'all folks don't know this, and I'm not sure, but we don't advertise it much. We don't put the link out there, like say on our YouTube channel. We have the link to our Facebook page, our Instagram page, and in our Facebook group, Frontier Survival Family, which most of y'all that are in here tonight are part of that group. But did you know that Hillbilly Heath here, your hillbilly survivalist, also has a TikTok? And we don't do much of what we do here on TikTok. Over there, we entertain a different way by lip syncing sounds. And we get a lot of recognition from folks saying we do a real decent job at that, as far as how our mouth is synced to the sounds, to the music. And the reason being why we're so good at it is because we used to do that as a young child. When we had our boom box, we would play our cassette tapes and country from the 1990s and late 1980s. and country music, rock music, southern rock, whatever it might be. And we would stand in front of the mirror and lip sync. So, we've had practice. Around the cabin, you're from Kentucky? That's where I'm from, brother, right here, Eastern Kentucky. We've been talking about different things here tonight when it comes to Kentucky. Nate Huffnagel, I think you know who traditional campcraft minimalist is. That's Dutch Blackfeather. What part of Kentucky are you from out around the cabin? Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. That's something else we didn't discuss earlier about how we're doing this horizontal format here on this live stream. That's another way for your live stream to get noticed by folks that are watching shorts, because it will pop up in people's shorts feeds as they're scrolling along. Because I've done it. I was scrolling along my shorts feed, and all of a sudden I seen where someone was live, and it popped up. It was like the next one, and I was seeing what was going on, and it was somebody I was following or subscribed to, and it caught my attention, so I watched a little bit of it. But it's cool, to be able to scroll in the shorts feed, and then you can go live this way and get noticed that way. That's right, all family here. That's brother Dutch. Around the cabin hasn't told me what part of Kentucky they're from. But anyway, hey, there's Jess. I remember Jess. How you doing? Thank you for stopping by and saying hello, Jess. It's been a long time since I've seen you. You seen that I was live and you wanted to stop by and say hello. That's cool. Did you see that I was live through your shorts feed? Oh, Newport. Yeah. So you're close to the Ohio border. All right. All right. Yeah. Oh, from around Falmouth. Okay. Yeah, I know about Falmouth too. But Newport and Cincinnati, I used to travel there a lot when I was a deckhand out on the Ohio River. I used to do that for many years. Oh, on your subpay. Okay, well, that's no big deal. I just happened to be talking about right before you chimed in how doing this live stream in the horizontal or vertical format can, if folks are scrolling on their short speed, these more vertical format live streams will pop up. And it kind of helps, with getting noticed and things. But that's all cool. Sub pages is just as cool. That's awesome. We just thought we would do it this way tonight. Not sure if we'll continue to do it this way. For the longest time, we use StreamYard, which is a cool platform to use to live stream on your social media platforms. Or you can simultaneously live stream on Facebook, YouTube, whatever it might be. You got me on TV and chatting with the phone. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad I'm on your big screen. That's cool. And that's really a cool way to do it because you can have your phone there and chat. Let's see. We're going to show something off real quick. Something we acquired not too long ago. And folks out there, you all have heard of East Wing, right? East Wing is a synonymous brand when it comes to framing hammers, claw hammers, different things like that. But I was able to acquire this right here, which is the East Wing Camp Axe. Very small, that's just a small camp axe or camp hatchet, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it's nice, robust, strong, good little camp axe. Now, we haven't really used this much. We just got it not too long ago. But we might take this out to the woods soon and do some type of review on it or what have you. But I like it because it's got this orange handle. It would be easy to find if dropped into the leaf debris. But it's got this cool mask on it, but you can zip it down and it comes off. There you have it. There's the blade. Get it up close here if we can. Pretty sharp. It could use a little work, but it's pretty sharp. As you see there. And then there's the pommel on the back side. Stake puller there. Awesome stuff. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's not traditional, but we got our cold steel trail hawk over there it's more traditional style, but yeah, we think this will be a nice addition to our gear set there. Still handle counts for something. You're exactly right. You got the 26-inch east wing. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Nate. Telling folks to hit that thumbs up. Dutch always has me in the big screen. Yep, I know it there, brother. We actually talked about that earlier tonight, or later tonight, or whatever you want to call it, earlier this evening. Send me a song by Insane Clown possibly called My Axe. I don't know if I've ever heard that one. Send it my way. I'll give it a listen. Oh, you just figured out how to hit the like button? I'm not sure I know how. Gen X, Gemini loves that song. Your axe is your buddy. My axe is my buddy. Yeah, earlier today, we had to work this morning from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock there at the hardware store. We kind of stay open that, about 4 hours on Saturday for folks to get in there and maybe get something they need. But I'll tell you what, some folks need a wristwatch because you get so many people in there right at, a quarter till 12, 10 till 12, trying to find stuff and try to hurry up so they can get out of there so you can go home. It's always been like that. Nobody ever gets up early enough. I mean, unless they got some kind of big project going because they know they might have to come back and get other parts, in case they didn't get enough or get something they needed. Getting by for preparedness to saying I went with a steel 24-inch, little handier to carve with. Choked up, had to mod the handle to get it to work. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. I haven't seen a steel axe, I don't think. It sounds odd, at least not up close and personal. But yeah, like I said, who knows if we'll continue on with this vertical format. I think so far so good. It's worked out pretty good. But I know you can see more of my studio surroundings when we're in the horizontal format. And I guess, to be honest, the horizontal format and using StreamYard would give a more of a podcast feel to it. When I say podcast, I know we got video going on here, but the thing is, podcasts are mostly audio if you're listening to them on Spotify or Amazon or whatever it might be. But there's plenty of video podcasts on YouTube if you just do a search. My good friend Travis Kelce of the Kansas City Chiefs and his brother Jason Kelce, who used to play for the Philadelphia Eagles, have a video podcast where I don't know what platform they use, if they use StreamYard or Zoom or whatever it might be, but they'll have guests, and most of the time those guests will be in their own area, their own home, but they pop up in a little window kind of like you would see on StreamYard or whatever. And, you know, they talk back and forth, and it's pretty cool. So, you know, that's something we might be doing as far as when this, you know, live stream series rolls along, is having guests with us, either as a co-host, and we're looking for a co-host if someone wants to jump in and be with us, but or a guest co-host. Like each week we would have someone new, and then we might bring someone on to just actually interview. So that's something to think about. If you're an up and coming YouTube channel, or if you've been around a while but you want to come up and promote something, just let me know. Get me over there on Facebook Messenger or Instagram or whatever it might be. Send me a message. Send me an email. Email is Heath Ward, HeathWard 974 at yahoo.com, or no, at gmail.com. Heath Ward 1974 at gmail.com. Yeah, you're right. It's all good. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's channel's growing. Different things are happening. We got 13 in the house at the moment. We got 13 thumbs up. So that means everybody that's been here tonight likes me. But yeah, all kinds of great stuff. Hey, is the audio still good? Are we still sounding pretty decent? We can probably get some good clips, some good short clips out of this live stream that we can post, which will be good. And it's already in the vertical format for shorts. Yeah, hopefully the audio sounds good. We had a hiccup at the beginning. Nobody could hear me. Sound good? All right, good deal. 5-5, good deal. Yes, sir. All right. Sounds great. Awesome. Thank you, Clay. Clay, was you here earlier when we were talking about how our next video is going to be me sitting down, telling you why, in my opinion, I think Eastern Kentucky is a good place for the bushcraft enthusiast, for one, to practice bushcraft. I'm not sure if you were here when I was talking about that earlier, but be on the lookout for that. It might even upload tomorrow, where we'll talk about why we think Eastern Kentucky is a great place for bushcraft, or fieldcraft, or campcraft, or woodcraft. Woo! Miss Mandy's there in the other room watching some true crime stuff. Yeah, Eastern Kentucky is a great place for it. And then, you know, and we talked about this earlier too. There's all kinds of places. Dutch Blackfeathers in Virginia. He's got a great place to practice campcraft. Um, you know, the Dobsons, if they were in the bushcraft there in Ohio, that's a good place. Miss Debbie, she's in the Dakotas. Good place, you know. It's just that I'm from Eastern Kentucky and I'm partial to it, you know. Enough said. I don't want to come across thinking for folks to think that, you know, I'm all about Eastern Kentucky. Eastern West Virginia ain't bad. You're right. Exactly right. Is that where you're at? Getting by? Well, folks, you know what? I hate to cut it short, but we've gone about an hour or so. I've kind of touched on everything I'm going to touch on today or on this episode, but probably in 2 weeks or so, if we don't decide to do it sooner, we'll have another live stream coming your way, another Drive to Survive live, and We do appreciate each and every one that was with us here tonight. We thank you all for chiming in the chat and engaging with me. It's all good in the neighborhood. And with that being said, guys, you all have a good night and keep that drive to survive. Love you all.